Hey, what's going on, guys? So when it comes to tortoises, black Burmese mountain tortoises, they are my favorite species of tortoise. It's the only tortoise species that I have, and I knew that when I got down here to Florida, I had to tour this place. This is Vic Morgan's tortoise farm. It is without a doubt the most incredible mountain tortoise breeding farm anywhere in the world. Vic has 30 plus years of experience working with these amazing tortoises. So we're gonna get a tour of Vic's tortoise farm here, and I'm gonna get you guys up close and personal with, again, what I think is the greatest tortoise species in the world. I'm Dāv Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. Rainbow Mealworms is not only a proud sponsor of this channel, they are the premier source for all your reptile food needs. They grow all of their quality insects in-house, and I use them exclusively for all my insect-eating reptiles. So place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net or click the link in the description below. So Vic, you have taken your entire backyard here and turned it into an amazing tortoise farm. How long did it take you to do this? When did you start doing this?
Oh man, we're gonna have to go back, over 30 years.
30 years it took.
That's
you.
just for mountain tortoises. 25 or so before that, with big snakes and
yeah
and all that.
So you've been doing this a long time, is what you're saying.
But what happened? Yeah. So yeah, it's been so far, 50-year plus venture. I bought a big man over here. We'll see the first one too.
Yeah, look at this.
1988. It was an import. It was already an adult. She's still here. Still lays eggs, has babies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I said. And I got a bunch of her offsprings. And so I have to admit, I bought that tortoise on impulse, which you're not supposed to do.
Right.
Right. I'm glad I did it.
Right. All right, so
yeah.
Who do we have in here? Look at this big guy.
This is one of the first ones I ever hatched out. It's deformed,
so
it looks different.
My mountain tortoise does this exact same thing.
Oh, really?
Hisses all the time. Yeah.
So it was born in 1991, and I kept it because it's so flat.
All right, so we got another one over here. Look at this big guy. Now this is a female, right?
That's the female.
Yep.
You can tell because it's all worn down.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So these females get worn down on their shells like this. When the male is breeding her, that carapace rubs on the plastron of the male, and ooh, man, that can cause some injuries. But yeah, that is a smooth shell.
Yeah.
Now,
we fixed that with duct tape.
I also feel and see that you're breeding mosquitoes back here.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right. You got,
well, here's the deal.
You got tortoises and mosquito breeding program going on back here. So you just have the two in here in this pen?
Yeah, okay. About my enclosures. Okay?
Yeah.
I'd build some like this one that maybe a person could do in their backyard or something. But I only, except for this 10,000 square foot one, all of them just have one pair. This one has three.
Three, got it.
Not three pairs, just three.
Three tortoises.
Animals.
All right, so let's go in here and check this guy out. Getting some morning sunshine over here.
Oh, yeah, that's their specialty. And this one...
now this one has kind of interesting scoot patterns. What's going on here?
I kind of call them the zigzags. And so nobody wants them. It's funny, in snakes, the freakier they are, the better. And tortoises, it's not perfect. And
nobody wants them.
No value.
Yeah.
Is that something else?
Yeah, well...
So it's a zigzag, and that's the reason I have it. It's captive born in '95. It's been laying eggs and producing offspring for about 10 years.
Well, don't worry, buddy. Even though you're a little... even though you're a little zigzag, you're still a cool tortoise.
That's right. So these guys got a lot of room. Sometimes they just get in the Vic Morgan motel.
So this is just an old topper for a truck that you turned into a kind of a hide box. That's kind of ingenious.
My friend Wayne Hill calls these the Vic Morgan Hotel.
There you go. All right, so we've got this enclosure over here. We've got this huge enclosure over here. Look at this guy just sitting here chilling.
His name is Luke 1.
Luke 1.
That's everybody's, well, you got pet names? Not really.
Yeah.
But I have to, keep it straight in my mind where they came from.
Well, we have one of these awesome tortoises. We've never named it. We just call it Tortoise.
Yeah.
We've got to come up with a really good name for it.
I have a cat named Dog.
There you go. There you go. So we've got this big guy sitting here.
This is the world famous Big Mama.
Hi, Big Mama. How you doing? So now, my black Burmese mountain tortoise, every time you pick them up, touch them, they hiss.
Yes.
And so I always thought that my tortoise was just kind of like
pissed off.
Being
all the time.
pissy, yeah. But now that I'm seeing yours, and yours are hissing as soon as you touch them.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will say that mountain tortoises, whether you got the blacks or the browns, because they're called mountain tortoises, because of their range, a lot of people think that these are cold tolerant tortoises. Is that correct, or is that a myth?
That is not entirely correct. It seems like they stuck cold weather a little better.
Yeah, yeah.
than, like a leopard tortoise.
Sure.
Or, that kind of stuff.
So mountain tortoises basically need higher humidity than other tortoises.
Oh, absolutely. That's their magic bullet.
Yep.
And if you go, how do I keep my mountain tortoise warm and dry in the winter? Okay. Well, first thing, you don't want to keep it dry.
Right.
Even in winter.
Right.
Wet. It's a typical low-tech redneck enclosure. It's just a tub that I prop up. It's black, so it works good in the winter time.
Yep.
You don't want to do that in the summertime.
Right.
Summertime, I can turn it over and put some water in it and soak them if I need to or whatever.
All right, let's go herping in your backyard here.
There you go.
There he is, sitting right on that heat mat. It's early April right now, and it's really early in the morning, so it hasn't really warmed up. And this guy's sitting right on his heat mat. Hi, you gonna come say hi? Come on, buddy. Yeah, and there's the hiss. Now these are also known as the browns.
Yes.
Look at her shell though, she is,
Oh yeah.
she's worn down. Wow, what a friendly tortoise. Yeah, so I really like that you've kept this as natural as possible back here. But look at this dude back here.
The earliest descriptions of them in nature, they talk about this scoot here being, convex.
Right.
These two, costals especially. And so a lot of times people think, oh, what's wrong? But other times, most captives are bulging out instead of this is what they're supposed to look like.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, some people would see this concave scoot and think that there's something wrong with the tortoise, and there's not. That's exactly how this tortoise should look.
And if they don't have that, that might be what's wrong.
Absolutely. All right, look who's coming out to say howdy again. Yeah. This is the friendliest tortoise I've ever seen.
Yep, she's kind of that way.
Look at this. How's it going, girl? Man, look at this. No hissing. No oh, well, now she hisses. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, thanks for proving me wrong there, buddy. Hi there. How you doing, girl?
That's lockjaw.
Lockjaw?
That's what I call her.
Lockjaw. Why lock? Oh, yeah, she's got a little
My wife calls her underbite.
underbite. Yeah, how'd that happen?
All right, I was born that way.
Born that way.
Capricorn.
Yeah, you look kind of derpy there. I can identify. Look at this, you're coming right up to me and saying howdy. What a friendly tortoise. All right, this one's my favorite. Just because of that derpy. I mean, look at how derpy she looks. She's just awesome.
Yes.
I always root for the underdog. And she's very interested in my camera right now.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
just like the zigzags, I get a Fulton one and just keep them. And
That's right.
They make more.
Right. Wow, she is
They have babies
really
just as good
curious.
as a perfect one.
Right. Wow, she is really curious. She's checking out my camera. She's checking me out. So now with my mountain tortoises, their diet is, maybe I have the most finicky tortoise in the world. I don't know. But I'll feed squash. I'll feed berries. I'll feed bananas. I'll feed leafy greens, of course. And sometimes she will eat only the squash, leave the leafy greens. Sometimes she'll only eat a strawberry and then everything else. And then other times she won't touch the strawberry. She'll wolf down bananas one day and then not touch the bananas again.
Yes.
Are you experiencing that with your tortoises?
Yeah. So what I do is I just feed them one item at a time.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I always make a salad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my tortoises eat much healthier than I do.
Yeah. I just do variety spread out over a week.
Gotcha. And what are you feeding? You're feeding
Collard greens, turnip greens, sweet potatoes, romaine lettuce, the crunchy water.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to drink cold water. You feed them romaine lettuce.
And there you go.
Water with roughage.
There you go.
And pretty much anything I can get my hands on. I mean, this is just here. I know it varies, and you kind of have to just figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll give them sweet potatoes one day, leafy greens the next day, apples the next day.
Apples are, just when I can get a good deal.
Sure.
But cucumbers.
Yeah, mine loves cucumbers.
Yeah, that's a real good one for them. There you go.
He thinks your boot is a squash or something.
No, this friendliness that you observed is really a slow, methodic attack. She don't want us here.
Is that what's going on here?
That's exactly what's going on. Yeah, they'll bite you. You stand there long enough, every one of them out here will bite you.
Wow. Leave my place.
Hey, no. Don't make a hole in my boot.
So I think we've outstayed our welcome in this pen. Let's move on to see some more. All right, now this pen is a little bit different because you've got these walls kind of winding, you've got them curved. What's the thinking behind that?
Well, I just wondered, from time to time, how many 90-degree angles are there in nature?
None.
Huh? And imagine,
89, 91, maybe, but 90.
And imagine, in a glass enclosure that's invisible 90-degree angles.
That's right.
So I was trying to get away from that a long time ago, and I got this metal. So I just nailed it to some posts and trees, and there's no 90-degree angles.
Now, do you find that they get more, not trapped, but they're not really using those 90-degree angles, are they?
Well, they'll use them if they're there, and they're dangerous in some respects.
So what makes a 90-degree angle in an enclosure dangerous?
They tend to try to get out and climb in 90-degree angles because they can kind of and they'll fall over.
So this guy just walked right up to us. Who's this?
Well, this is the handsome man, scale from 1 to 10, probably 9.8. And he's just beautiful, perfect. Yeah. And
look at that nice golden head.
Captive born. Just the nicest guy.
Yeah, perfect shell.
Everything perfect about him.
Wow, and how old is he?
I can say he's just like, mid-90s.
So he's about 30 years old?
Yeah.
Wow. 30 years old, and look at how big they get for 30 years old, and he still has a lot more growing to do. All right, well, we're gonna say goodbye to you, Gorgeous George. That's his name now?
That's his new name now?
That's his new name, Gorgeous George. It has to stick. So if you guys can see right in the corner over there, we've got a female tortoise that's actually nesting. So we're going to keep our distance back here so we don't disturb her. But now, why is she nesting so early in the season?
Well, she's right on schedule for her every April. In fact, last year was April 4th. But the weather's been a little different. It varies. So she's about a month ahead of all the other feri. The other feri start, in June.
Sure.
And, July and so forth.
They're basically on their own schedule based on the individual tortoise.
Yeah, and it's all, environmental signals.
So what is the process? So she lays her eggs in that nest over there, and then do you take the eggs out and put them in an incubator?
Exactly, yes.
Gotcha.
And they do it's you're not seeing it now, but they walk backwards with their front legs sweeping. It's called back sweeping.
Yep.
And they'll do, she's just getting started. Part of the nest was from last year, but those will all these leaves will be over there.
So what is the gestation on mountain tortoise eggs?
64 days to the first pip.
To the first pip, 64 days.
Yeah, it's been that way consistently for 30 years. Yeah.
It's a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Hey, tough luck all you other guys that went 200 days.
That's right, that's right. That's right. That's exactly what I expected, like other tortoises to be a couple hundred days, and
like a box turtle.
64 days, that's really quick. So how many eggs does the average mountain tortoise have in a clutch?
I don't know about average, but out here, 60 would be like a minimum. And only get one shot a year.
Some tortoises will lay multiple clutches. These guys lay one.
Just one. Yeah, in fact, I don't know any except for the weird ones that lay like one egg, but like a pancake tortoise. But yeah, it's a huge clutch of eggs. People are like, how big do they have to be? Hey, nothing. It's the age.
Right. It's the age,
exactly,
not the size. 40
pounds for a feri. To have a viable clutch of about 40 eggs. Before that, you get some scattered little marbles.
Sure. So
40 pounds, viable eggs.
So they reach that 40-pound mark, and that's when they start laying viable eggs.
Yes. Now here that took 13 years.
Wow.
Somewhere else, like in South Florida, probably only take 9 or 10.
Very
Somewhere else,
interesting.
Might take 25.
Wow.
Has nothing to do with how big they are.
Man, well, you are dialed in to each and every one of these tortoises and what their personality is and what they do and what their needs are. That is a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, well, you do it for 30-something years. You don't even have to write it down.
There you go. Love it, love it. Now, what is it about mountain tortoises that you love and wanted to work almost exclusively with mountain tortoises?
Wow.
Isn't that a loaded question?
Yeah, it's kind of loaded.
Yep. That's how we roll.
Well, I'll just say that I got, the first pair, and everything changed after that.
They're awesome
Mama.
Tortoises.
You met her.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
And, I guess somewhere in the back of my brain, I was going, well, nobody else can keep these alive, much less breed them.
Right.
I think I'll get into this.
And that was that?
Yeah.
All right.
Smarter than I thought.
Well, they are my all-time favorite tortoises, and that's why I wanted to come over here and do this video with you.
I appreciate it too.
I'll tell you guys, I had such a blast touring Vic's farm here, learning about these tortoises. Black Burmese mountain tortoises are my favorite tortoises. It's the only tortoise species that I have, and I knew that one of these days when I was down here in Florida, I had to come out here to Vic's place because he is such a wealth of knowledge about these tortoises. 30+ years of knowledge wrapped up in one farm. This place is so incredible. So guys, if you are into tortoises and you don't have mountain tortoises yet, you're really missing out. These are really awesome tortoises. So anyway guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe, and until the next reptile adventures, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.